Patrick's fans, I'm here with Coach Lenny Caglianone for another edition of Caglianone's Corner. Lenny, last weekend was not really ideal for us. If there were any positives that you may have saw from your perspective, kind of tell us about it.
One period on Friday. That was it. So.
Yeah, I kind of saw the same thing. It was really dominant, that first 20. David Uking the power play goal. The rest of it seemed just kind of flat, for lack of a better term. Coming out of Friday's game, obviously rough loss, 6-1. What do you think kind of led to that emotion carrying over in a negative way, as opposed to that being used to be a positive reinforcement?
I think it's something that we addressed the entire year. It's an immaturity factor. That's all it is. We are consistently either in a very super hyper positive situation, or we get knocked down 6 times, we don't get back up to 7th, and it's unfortunate to see because there's a lot of talent in that room, and there's a lot of ability to control 60 minutes in that room and control the narrative. And unfortunately for us, an Achilles heel right now is our immaturity factor and our inability to invest in the positives. I think we had a couple of scoring opportunities in that first period that maybe we didn't convert on, and then it just leads to guys investing in the negative aspect of the game, and it's super unfortunate to see because obviously myself and Dino have to watch from the bench, and then we go and do our homework and do our job after the game and go watch film, and you're really able to break stuff down, and you can read the body language of guys when things don't necessarily go our way. And again, you could dumb it down to anything you want. It's just flat out immaturity, and it's a frustrating part right now that we as a staff have to iron out and deal with, and it's certainly putting us in some pretty tough situations.
And now this weekend we're going against the top team in the Eastern Division, the Maine Nordiques, who are coming off of a losing sweep to the Northeast Generals. How can we capitalize on something like that?
Yeah, it could be a double-edged sword. I think you see with Rochester as well. I believe they were swept by
Johnstown.
And it either lights a fire, or like I just said previously, you can invest in some of the negatives. But right now, everybody knows what we need to do. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to evaluate our deficiencies. And when you're cooking the plate, you got to have the right ingredients. We know what to put in there, but it's on us to find the right ingredients and to make sure that they're incorporated adequately. And I think right now we have some of those ingredients missing, and they're there one weekend, and they're not there the next. So it's hard to be consistent in that sense and have a good product, a good healthy plate in front of you, and it's super frustrating for us. But obviously, given our circumstances, you look at the macro aspect of it. We're super tough on that room. It doesn't go unacknowledged, I guess you could say, in regards to the things that we're not good at. The guys are very much aware of their shortcomings, and we have a high accountability environment. But at the end of the day, for us, we don't take into consideration any of the circumstances that the organization, us as a staff, we're walking into based off of last year and some of the asset management that has kind of been a hindrance to us, and could play a role in where we are right now. Like, I just don't. I could give two about it, to be honest with you. I really don't care. We are going to hold the room accountable. We have a standard, and our standard is not what our record is, and it's frustrating. A lot of people, I think, when you get into this situation, they're super accepting. They enable it. We don't do that here. We hold our guys to a very high standard, like I said. And listen, it's going to be a learning curve. But at the end of the day, you could thermostat the situation in a way that's healthy, that's progressive, or you could, again, invest in some of the negatives and highlight your deficiencies. But right now, we're in one of those situations where we're in we're in that part of the trip where maybe it's a little turbulent, and for the staff and I to sit here and wallow in self-pity, that's not who we are. We're going to get back to work, and we're going to make sure we do the things that we can do to make sure that they're readily prepared for every 60 minutes. So our approach doesn't veer off.
Us, the immaturity factor is our Achilles heel right now, and it's super frustrating to see. And we want to try to curb that as much as we can.
Absolutely. And fans, you can catch the hat tricks back at home this weekend for the first time in November on Saturday, November 1st and November 2nd, that Saturday. Both 7 o'clock puck drops. Lenny, thank you again for your time today, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.